Thank you, Commander Stoller. Good morning, Clearbrook Gonvick Bears. I am honored and humbled for the privilege to speak to you today. My name is Sam Smith. I'm a Navy veteran who served on submarines from 1997 to 2001 on the USS Louisville, based in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. But before I talk about my experience, let's talk about what is Veterans Day. On this day in this month, at this hour, our nation remembers the moment when the guns of World War I went silent, and we recognize the service and the sacrifice of our nation's veterans. The holiday originated in 1919 as Armistice Day to commemorate the event, the end of World War I on November 11th, 1918. The armistice was signed at the 11th hour on the 11th day on the 11th month. World War I, or the war to end all wars, involved over 30 nations and claimed an estimated 16 million military and civilian lives. From Valley Forge to Vietnam, from Kuwait to Kandahar, from Berlin to Baghdad, our veterans have borne the costs of war, and they have stood watch over America's peace. The American people are grateful to the veterans and all people who have fought for our freedom. On this Veterans Day, we give thanks to the 24 million Americans who have strengthened our nation with their example of service and sacrifice. Our nation's veterans are drawn from many generations and from many backgrounds. Some charged across great battlefields, some fought on the high seas, some patrolled the open skies, but all contributed to the character and greatness of America. At this very moment, 1.3 million Americans are on active duty, serving in the cause of freedom and peace around the world. They are our nation's finest citizens. They confront grave danger to defend the safety of the American people. They've brought down tyrants, they've liberated nations, and they've helped bring freedom to more than 50 million people worldwide. Through their sacrifice, they're making our nation more safe and secure, and they are earning the proud title of veteran. Did I know about this and understand this fully when I joined the submarine force at the age of 17? Did any of my fellow veterans up here understand this fully when you joined? Probably not. We all joined for our own reasons. I personally joined right out of Bagley High School for 3 reasons. First of all, I felt a deep sense of duty to serve my country because every man in my family before me served. I came from a long line of Navy men. Secondly, I desperately wanted to travel and see the world. Being in the Navy on a warship definitely accomplished that. And lastly, I had a sense of adventure that needed to be satisfied. I'm sure most of you in this room can relate. I chose the submarine force because it was mysterious. I had never met anyone who had served on a submarine. I learned that it was a risky, dangerous, and it was a relatively small part of the Navy. I learned that it was a small elite group that was hard to get into, so I wanted it even more. But I'm going to be honest with you, the real reason I chose subs was because I watched the movie Hunt for Red October. Seriously though, our lives are made up of a series of small decisions. Those small decisions determine the course of your life. That small decision that I made when I was 17 was one of the best course changes in my life. Military service teaches discipline, being able to adhere to routines, timelines, protocols, leadership, how to take responsibility, make decisions, and set an example. Communication, being able to communicate with anyone and solve problems. Determination. Military service can make you more determined to be successful and passionate about what you do. Honestly, if you're a young person in this room today and you'd like to discover what you are made out of, serving your country will reveal it. When I checked on board the Louisville on April 8th, 1998, I had no idea what I was in for. Yes, I came on board the Louisville with an intimate knowledge of her internal workings and systems. such as steering and diving, nuclear propulsion, sonar, hydraulics, steam turbine, damage control, fighting flooding, fighting fire, and escaping from a disabled submarine. They teach all this in basic enlisted submarine school. What I didn't know was the crew of the Louisville. Those men changed my life. When men are placed in an extreme and an intense environment, strong bonds are formed. I often tell folks before I went into the Navy, I had 2 sisters. When I left the Louisville, I had 2 sisters and 108 brothers. So what does a submarine do? What is the purpose of having a submarine fleet? Well, during World War II, U.S. submarines, once considered to be ungentlemanly warfare, destroyed 1,314 enemy warships in the Pacific alone, representing 55% of all Axis power warships. Submarines were a significant factor in the winning of World War I and II. This did come at a high cost, though. U.S. Navy submarine service suffered the highest casualty percentage of any American forces in World War II. We lost 52 submarines just in World War II. The Louisville was a fast attack submarine specifically designed to hunt and destroy enemy submarines and warships. It also had vertical launch capability, so we could launch Tomahawks at land targets. In fact, the Louisville was the first submarine in history to launch Tomahawks in a time of war during the First Gulf War. We were also used to gather intelligence. We would carry linguists, listen to enemy transmissions, watch enemy ports in their waters, and we would also deliver specialists to enemy shores and pick them up when they were done with their mission. One of the most crucial roles of U.S. submarines that they play today is nuclear deterrence. Right now, as I speak, 14 U.S. ballistic missile submarines are deployed, stalking through the waters, ensuring a first strike never happens. And 53 fast attack submarines are protecting aircraft carriers, other fleet ships, and our American shores from an enemy attack. Submarines play a crucial role in maintaining world peace and ensuring freedom and democracy here in the U.S. and with our allies abroad. It is my sincere hope that some of you, one day, will be sitting up here with these fine men and women who risked their lives and put their lives on the line so that our nation might remain free. I thank you, Clearbrook Gonvick Bears, for honoring those who serve today and for honoring those who have set such a sterling example, our nation's veterans. May God bless our veterans. May God bless all who wear the uniform. And may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.